Hello, thank you for stopping to watch my video. My goal is to teach as many U.S. business owners, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. franchise owners, and also 1099 income earners how they can save taxes legally with this Business Spendthrift Trust. One of my coaches has challenged me to do um, live for 30 days. So today is number 4. Now, this is going to get a little bit confusing, but I want to make sure you know what's going on. I had a client from Ohio who contacted me and said, I own a car wash. I don't know about y'all, but I got the little giggles thinking, ooh, we're talking about Breaking Bad. Love that show. He and his wife filed jointly, and he knew in his 2024 taxes he made $900,000 a year living in Colorado. I didn't know you could make so much money owning a car wash. No wonder, I can't remember his name. He went into Breaking Bad. So these are numbers from 2025, and I've updated it, so I'll give you all the information. Saving 90% in 2025 on his federal income taxes equals $221,154. Ohio state income taxes was an additional $29,005. So all totaled, he and his wife for the entire year of 2025 got to save $250,159. He started the trust in March of 2025, so per month he was saving $20,146. Good for him. Congratulations to him and his wife saving so much money. I purposely reached out to all my clients saying the big beautiful bill, this is how much you'll save with the same information you gave me when we start the trust. So with the big beautiful bill, nothing else changing, his entire tax structure went down to he would be saving $250,159 in 2026. The big beautiful bill got to save him for the whole year $1,012 extra because Trump said, oh, we could save a lot of money in taxes. Well, he just made an appointment with me and he said, I have bought a second car wash. It's not doing it as well as my first car wash, but I'm now going to be making $1.2 million a year in 2026. Can you give me the numbers on that? Well, let me get back a little bit further. So 2026 numbers at $900,000. Instead of, let me read this to you so you have all the right information. 2025 at 90%, he got to save $221, $154. His federal taxes were $229,647. So he didn't save any money there. Ohio made a change in 2026. If you're a business, you get to take off $250,000, $250,000 before your tax. Nice. If you want to move to Ohio, be a business person, it might be a place to go to. So instead of saving $29,500 in Ohio, his tax rate for 2025 on $90,000 went down to $19,500. So all the information staying exactly the same versus 2025 saving $250,159. With nothing else changed, he would save $249,147. Still saving quite a bit of money. This money he's saving, he can put back into his business. He could pay off his mortgage. He can buy a new vehicle. He can take his family on a well-deserved vacation. He can give to his favorite charity, or he could save for retirement. So when he contacted me and said, I've bought a second car wash, he bought it completely for cash. The person he bought it from is doing seller financing. I said, let the guy know that because he's doing seller financing with the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust, that gentleman will not have to pay interest income taxes. With the business trust that we're talking about today, you're going to legally save 90% on federal income taxes and no longer pay 80%, no longer pay state income taxes in 43 states. The Spendthrift Trust, I don't care if you have the business trust or the beneficial trust, you're going to save in 3 extremely important ways. Number 1, you're going to save taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, you're going to keep your information 100% private. This is on the federal level. LLCs and S Corps are on the state level. If you have an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp, 40% of them can get sued every single year. That's worse than gambling in Las Vegas. Why would you do that? Anyone can go on to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission website, research LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps by your name or by your company's name. All that information is public knowledge. So again, all your information is kept completely private. And number three, probably the most important thing, because we're a very litigious society, I can't stop you from being sued, but all your assets are in the trust. It's a titanium vault, and all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. So this is the law firm I work on behalf of was started 78 years ago by a Harvard law professor. He wrote 5 specific trusts to save specific taxes. The business trust to save federal and state income taxes. The beneficial trust is for all investors to stop paying taxes on their profits, so no capital gains when you sell at a profit. No interest income taxes if you're a passive investor. No dividend income taxes if you're in the stock market. No rental income taxes if you're a real estate investor. And no royalty income taxes if you have talent or NFTs. Then there's the charitable trust. If you decide you want to start a charity, a 501c3 company, that's the charitable trust. Number 4, mineral rights trust. I've only sold one of those. One of my beneficial trust clients inherited his granddad's horse farm in Oklahoma. On the horse farm, there's 6 functioning oil wells. Lucky him with the price of gas right now. The income he makes from those 6 oil wells goes through the mineral rights trust. Everything he's doing in real estate goes through his beneficial trust. And finally, the 5th trust is a blind trust for anyone 65 or older who's incapacitated. Maybe they've had a stroke, maybe they have dementia. The senior, it's a blind trust for him. Somebody in his family is in control of the money. I don't like selling that because it's a little bit sketchy because the family could take all the money. So we're talking about the business trust today. So again, it was both the husband and wife who got on the Zoom with me. Both of them own the car wash in Ohio. We're talking Akron, Ohio. I used to work for Goodyear Tire and Rubber in Luxembourg. Used to have to fly into Akron twice a year, so I know Akron quite well. So with one car wash making $900,000. He contacted me, and now he has a second car wash that is going to make an extra $400,000 for him. So now with making $1.2 million, saving 90% on federal income taxes would be $143,622. Again, Ohio in 2026 is saying if you have business income, you're going to save the first $250,000 is not taxed. Nice of Ohio to do that. But he's making $1.2 million and he's being taxed at 3%. So he'll save an additional $28,500. So now when he purchases this car wash on April 1st, he and his family will save $172,122 for the whole year of 2026. That's with 2 different car washes. The Spendthrift Trust comes from England way back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England. Hey, murder a few of your wives, kill them, start a church. You're such a swell guy. England was broke. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went back to the 12th century to the Magna Carta and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that's going to turn 365 years old in 2026, before we were a country. I don't know if you realize, but this July 4th, we're going to be 250 years old. Yay, United States. Now, our current tax structure went into effect February of 1913. The super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys made sure they could save taxes. Guess what? If they can save taxes, we can save taxes. My name is Sally Gimmon. I want to teach as many U.S. business owners, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. franchisee owners, and U.S. 1099 income earners how they too can save 90% on federal income taxes and no longer pay state income taxes. To give you an idea, if you make at least $100,000 in 1099 income, I can guarantee you will save 5 figures in taxes. The more you make, the more you save. When you do start either the business or the beneficial trust, you will file a 1041 tax return. We introduce you to CPAs we vetted, the law firm has vetted. Make sure that everything is correct. In 78 years, Paul Benson's law firm has over 800,000 clients, and not a single client has ever been audited. Now, unfortunately, Paul Benson passed away. Now his grandson and great-grandson run the law firm. When you start a trust, you become a private client, and they give you a certification saying if the IRS questions you, sorry, I just had a brain fart. If the IRS questions you, the law firm will defend you free of charge. They have 5 trust attorneys on staff. Now, I know the big elephant in the room. Why hasn't your CPA or your financial advisor told you about this? Great question. Currently, in 2026, there are over 1 million active attorneys in the United States. Only 4%. So 1 million of 4% attorneys are trust attorneys. 97% of the trusts sold in the United States are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television. The family trust or the living trust. That's about $1,000 to $1,500 to set that up, and you avoid probate. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This is what the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, Robin Williams, the great actor who committed suicide, and then also our current president's father, Frank Trump, started both the Business and Beneficial Trust in 1972 when the city of New York sued Frank and Donald Trump for discrimination. Our president is a trust baby. Whoever knew? If you remember 14 years ago when he debated Hillary Clinton and she accused him of not paying taxes and he gave her a smirky answer and said, because I'm smart? Oh, no. His father's the one who started it. I want to teach as many people about how to save taxes. So I have set up 2 different websites. If you want to see a presentation, go out to www.thetrustisyou.com. Sign up for a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I just talked to somebody who is an Uber driver. Do you know she makes over $70,000 a year being an Uber driver? That's amazing. She lives. She's in the DMV area. That's amazing. But you're going to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I will take you out to NerdWallet. I'll show you the tax bracket. Her husband's making W-2 income. So we're going to take their federal taxes from 24%. Her Uber income's coming out of that. Her husband's tax bracket drops from 24% down to 12%. And he'll file a 1040 tax return. She'll file a 1041 tax return. I'm going to send her the information. She is not required to start the trust. It's just a free information call to learn about things. If you want to find out more information, I have a free class on www, The Great Discovery. When you go out there, you're going to register as a free learner. Don't sign up for anything, just as a free learner. When you register as a free learner, you're going to search for Save U.S. Taxes Legally. When you go out to my presentation, you're going to be able to watch it in 165 different languages. A kind of a funny story. A husband and wife in San Francisco, whose first language is Korean, got on the Zoom with their adult son who speaks better English than I do. The father had all of their tax papers with him. The son says, oh, my parents say they can save taxes. They have 3 laundromats in San Francisco. The father's showing the son exactly how much they paid in taxes. And with the Spendthrift Trust saving 90% in federal income taxes, no longer paying California state income taxes, I'm saving him over $82,000, him and his wife over $82,000 a year in taxes. The son's like, Dad, you didn't even need me here. But again, the father and wife, the husband and wife got to watch my video in Korean. I don't speak Korean. I don't even speak Spanish well enough to talk about this. So this is why I went to The Great Discovery. You're going to have 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write. Forbes magazine is an established retail magazine. And then you're going to get 2 pages of case law so you can research to your heart's content. Those 4% attorneys in the United States who went to law school for trusts, a good textbook they read is Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. If you're near a law library, if you go to Black's Law Dictionary and look up Spendthrift Trust, you'll find out more information about this. Again, the Beneficial Trust is for all investors to stop paying taxes on profits. The Business Trust is for business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, 1099 income earners, so you will save 90% on federal income taxes and stop paying state income taxes. The Mineral Rights Trust is if you have oil wells, shale rights, or coal rights. The Charitable Trust, if you want to start a 501c3 company, some of my clients have. And then the Senior Trust, if a senior is 65 or older, he or she is incapacitated. They have dementia or they've had a stroke. I want to teach as many people as possible the secret of the rich. My personal story, so you have it. When my mom got sick, 2,000 miles away from home, she got septic of the blood. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months in Charlotte, North Carolina. They drove from Goodyear, Arizona to Charlotte for a wedding. My father stayed with her. Thank God she got better and she came home. In 2019, with my mentor, I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties nationwide, paid off all my debt, and loved it. On COVID struck on April 1st of 2020. My 3 notes, where I am the Bank of Sally, they pay me their mortgage, didn't pay me. I had no money coming in. And then on April 4th, 2020, my CPA calls to say, congratulations, I made so much money in 2019. My tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and I owed $94,000 in short-term capital gains. I'm like, that's not congratulations. I only had $50,000 saved. His only recommendation to me was set up an appointment. We'll set you up on a payment plan. You'll pay penalties. You'll pay interest and penalties, but we'll get this taken care of. I'm like, that's your solution. You're my CPA, and you're telling me I'm going to have to pay interest and penalties? Great book to read, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I literally went to bed on April 4th, 2020, crying. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is written by Joseph Murphy. I went to bed crying on April 4th, 2020. I put an idea in my head. On April 5th, when I woke up, I knew I was going to contact a friend of a friend who did HELOCs. I took a HELOC off my paid-off house. Defeats the purpose of being paid off, but I needed money to pay off my $94,000 tax bill. And I knew I had read an article on the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. If the Rockefellers could save money, why can't Sally save money? So I purposely researched the Spendthrift Trust for 5 months. September of 2020, I started both my business and Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. And the gentleman who was an affiliate of the law firm I now work for, I said, I want to teach this in my Phoenix real estate group. He set me up as an affiliate. Unfortunately, he died very unexpectedly. And then the law firm contacted me and they said, since you know what you're doing, you sold 14 trusts, we're making you a direct affiliate of the law firm. Again, in 78 years, not a single trust has ever been audited. And the law firm is so confident in what they're doing. They have 5 trust attorneys on staff. They're going to, if you get questioned by the IRS, they will defend you free of charge. One trust in 78 years was questioned by a senior IRS agent. He went down to Houston, spent 5 hours in the boardroom. He approved it. 2 weeks later, he sends an unsolicited letter back to the law firm saying this is how he approved it. If you need a copy of that, just let me know. I can send you that letter. And then he retired from the IRS and became an affiliate like I am. He contacted all his clients that he had worked with over the 22 years as an IRS agent and made buku money. I wish I had his Rolodex. I know I just aged myself. Please forgive me. But my phone is the thing. But if you want to learn the secret of the rich, I highly suggest please go out to my free website, www.thetrustisyou.com, watch a presentation, set up a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I'll take you out to NerdWallet. I'll show you all the information. If you want to get more information, I have a free class on the Great Discovery, www.sallygimmon.com. Registered as a free learner. It's a free class. You're going to get a presentation, 3 articles from Forbes magazine, 2 pages of case law, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. The business trust, you will save 90% on federal income taxes and no longer pay state income taxes. The beneficial trust is for all investors. Stop paying taxes on profits. The charitable trust, if you have a 501c3 company. The mineral rights trust, if you have shale rights, oil rights, or coal rights. And finally, the senior rights trust for someone who's 65 or older who has dementia. I want to say thank you for watching my video. I'm going to be doing this for the next 30 days minus 4. I have 26 days. I want to see how well things go for me on this. Have a beautiful day and enjoy yourself. And if I don't get to talk to you, have a wonderful Holy Week and Easter. Take care. If I'm still going live, I just saw my questions over here. Sorry, I haven't been watching it. Someone asked me about my father had a stroke, the power of a consciousness, beneficial spendthrift, cool. Okay, I'm going to end my live. I'm sorry I did that incorrectly. Have a beautiful day.